Hi you, my name is Jericho and welcome back to another day in the Pokemon hobby. Happy New Year everybody! I wanted to start the new year right and celebrate with Pokemon and their 25th year anniversary this 2021 by giving you my 5 easy tips to starting your own Pokemon card collection. If you're new to the channel, I do Pokemon card product openings and give my insights and opinions on the different and exciting times of the hobby so far. If you're looking to make the right moves in terms of starting your own Pokemon card collection, this video is for you. But a quick disclaimer, I am not an expert nor a guru of the hobby, but I am a very much enthusiastic collector who's very much into Pokemon card collecting and has some insights and opinions that I would like to share with all of you guys. And starting off with tip number 1, and that is the core, fundamental, basic principle of this hobby, and that is to collect what you enjoy and love. Pokemon card collecting is definitely a very exciting hobby with an even better community appreciating all the different cards that we get to collect. It is definitely an exciting hobby with also a great opportunity for a return on investments when done right. And as a collector, you have to appreciate that collecting and investing goes hand in hand when moving forward with this hobby. But it all goes back to that core principle that we have to collect what we enjoy and love. Because when all the value of our cards goes to zero, we would still have our cards and its intrinsic value to us to enjoy and to browse through and to just look through because they are the things that we intrinsically enjoy and love. So you may ask, how will you know which cards you enjoy and love if you haven't even started collecting Pokemon cards in the past, or you have been in the hobby before but it has been years since you've been starting collecting again? That brings us to tip number 2, and that is to do your research. We are very fortunate enough that there is available knowledge and information already available to us on the internet in different websites and different platforms. Some of the best available knowledge that I can recommend is definitely here on YouTube. I highly recommend you watching also other Pokemon YouTubers such as SM Pratt, Twice Baked Jake, Ian Hart, Real Breaking Nate, Lootbox TV, among other different channels here on this platform. In those channels alone, you get to understand the trends of the hobby. You also understand which products are being chased after recently. You will understand which are vintage versus modern. There's just so many different things that are very exciting in this hobby that is very difficult to put in one video, but that's the thing. We have to do our own research if we're really serious in getting into this hobby. I also recommend you checking out websites like Pokebeach.com where they supply us with the latest Pokemon news, recently going out for different products, not just only the trading card game, but Pokemon in general. I also recommend you checking out the app and website of Pokelector.com. They list down the different cards that you can find in the different sets that have been currently being printed. So after checking out all the different cards and the different sets, you will have a relatively good idea on which cards are chase cards and cards you are very much excited for yourself. So my personal tips for you starting your own collection, you can go either the routes of a master set, which is collecting every single card given in that particular set. You can also chase specific Pokemon that you enjoy. Me personally, I enjoy collecting Charmander, Umbreon, and Rillaboom cards of different art forms. You can do only rare cards, you can do only holographic cards, you can do all ultra rare cards. There's just so many different cards to choose from. But the best advice that I've heard that is really good to start with right now is starting off with base set. The first ever Pokemon card set that has been released before. Some cards are still relatively affordable, so do cop some for yourself if that is something that you are very much interested with. So with all the different combinations of ways that you could go about this hobby, everything can be too overwhelming, but do have comfort that there is no wrong way to go about this hobby. Since we would be spending quite a bit for the different chases that we have for ourselves, it brings us to tip number 3, which is to set your own goals. You have to identify yourself at some point, not now, but at some point, if you are a collector, or are you a player, or are you both? The reason that this is very important is because if we are too excited with this hobby, we tend to spend a lot, which I am very much guilty of. But at the same time, some people spend too much and then they realize that they spent too much, so they try to get out of the hobby right away by selling everything that they bought, and not everyone is happy. So to protect ourselves from this scenario, it is best for us to set our goals and then to stick to those goals as we move on to this hobby. Also, added protection for ourselves in terms of buying, selling, and trading our cards. It is very important to know our different price points for the cards that we have or would like to acquire. So I recommend going to different websites such as Troll and Toad, TCG Player, or eBay sold listings to check our different price points and know how to value our cards. After we find out what we enjoy and love, after we did our research, after setting our own personal goals, we are now finally ready for tip number 4, and that is to actually buy the product. If you have an idea on which cards that you are currently chasing for, I highly recommend buying cards as singles as compared to buying the products for a chance to, hopefully open and pull that card out from that set. Though buying different products are always fun and ripping booster packs are always fun, it can be costly. So if you do have that goal of getting singular cards, I highly recommend buying singles. If you're buying Pokemon products for the very first time, shout out to Peter here in the Philippine Pokemon community for giving this amazing advice from someone who was asking a question in the groups, which gave this amazing advice of buying an Elite Trainer box as your first purchase coming back into this hobby. So Elite Trainer boxes are really good as they are somehow budget friendly in the sense of reintroducing ourselves with the trading card game, as well as giving us different products such as sleeves, you have your dice, you have your counters, and you also have a nice storage box. So all around giving you a good and even better experience both as a player or eventually a collector of Pokemon cards. If you are into the whole ripping and seeing the different pulls that you could get, the best results come from booster boxes. So booster boxes are essentially a box with 36 booster packs, and we never really know what we're going to get in those booster packs, but that's the excitement of it all. It can be a bit costly, but at least with booster boxes we are guaranteed at least some hits as compared to some products. For example, a 3-pack blister, with the promo card and the coin. If you've seen my previous videos, I haven't been drawing much luck from those products. Booster boxes definitely have more hits compared to those different other cheaper products. So again, it's all a gamble. So in terms of where to buy your cards, especially as singles, I highly recommend going through your Facebook groups. Also checking out your local gaming stores to help support them, especially during these times. So after we bought all our cards and we have them in our possession, this leaves us with tip number 5, and that is to store our cards safely. So as a collector, I have different ways of taking care of my cards, different at each time. Essentially, it will be all up to you, but I recommend having sleeves. For example, you can get these in different Elite Trainer boxes. This is a Sword and Shield sleeve that comes with the Elite Trainer box. I also recommend you getting some inner sleeves. So these are some Pro Fit card sleeves that I also like to put with the card before I put them into a sleeve. But that really depends on how much you would want to invest in protecting these cards, but essentially you're good with sleeves. I also recommend these things. These things are called top loaders. They are hard plastic that they will help protect your card. So how I do it, for example, I have this card which I sleeved up inside. So you can see that I have a Shining Legends sleeve. I sleeved it up, then I put it inside this top loader. Please, whenever you're going to use a top loader, please do sleeve your card before putting them inside. Thank you. You can also make use of different binders, to protect your card. So I have here a 3-row binder. I also have a quad-row binder. So it really depends on the different goals that you have. I personally like having different binders for different sets because I get to browse through them depending on which collection I am currently browsing. And finally, of course, when you do store your cards in bulk, make sure that you do keep them away from the sun, keep them in cool room temperatures just so you can avoid further damage, unwanted damage that may happen to our collection. So that's basically it for the different tips that I have for you guys. So just to recap, tip number 1, collect what we enjoy. Tip number 2, do our research. Tip number 3, set goals. Tip number 4, buy the product. And tip number 5, secure and store well. So that's it for today's video, and you have my thanks for watching. What did you guys think about the different tips that I have for you guys? Hopefully these are very helpful for all of you. Let me know down in the comment section down below if you have any more questions or additional tips for the other trainers in this Pokemon trading card collecting game. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit that like button, and for future videos, hit that notification bell. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.